breathing, or drinking out of it. All right. Ugh. Side splits. Let's do this. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a while since I've done a morning live in this room, so I wasn't expecting the room to turn golden and orange because the sun's coming through this window. That window doesn't have any curtains, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. Welcome back. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. I woke up less than 20 minutes ago, so I need it real bad too. We do this every day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and hopefully to make a bunch of progress in our side splits. Oh man. All right, maybe I wasn't ready for that. We do this every day to make sure that we suffer a little bit less, make stretching a little bit more fun, a little bit more bearable, and hopefully we can make a whole bunch of progress together. All right, as you can see, I'm struggling to move right now, but hopefully in the next 10 minutes or so, we'll start getting a little bit better, and we can do that together, okay? We're gonna start. I usually give the spiel for a little bit so people have an opportunity to join in, but it's time. Let's go. We're doing hip cars first. Hip cars, all about moving your legs through their full range of motion using muscle power, all right? So what I want you to do is I want you to start by lifting this knee up as high as you can, directly in front. Up, 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 up. Then we're gonna open up that leg directly to the side. This hip is not moving, okay? See, the leg isn't going anywhere. This leg is moving. This hip is not going anywhere. From here, we're gonna keep that knee high. We're gonna open up that hip as wide as we can. We're gonna rotate the leg. Rotate, 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 rotate. Whew, so that the ankle is hidden behind the knee. It's horizontal, okay? From the side, it's gonna look a little bit like this. Whew. From here, we want to keep rotating. We're not done. We are bringing that ankle up, 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 as high as you can go. Your hamstrings might start getting a little crampy. And if it does get crampy, you can always stop. All right. From here, we're gonna bring that leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, pull that leg back, so you're feeling the stretch in the hip flexor, and that is 1 rep. All right. That last move from the front looks a little bit like this. We're literally just bringing the leg back behind us. Cool. That is 1 demonstration rep. We're gonna do 10 real reps. Let's go. I'm gonna spin over to the side so it's easier to hold on to something for balance. Cool. You should do the same if you need it. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up some more, down and back. That's 2 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 3 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 4 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 5 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 6 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 7 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 8 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 9, last 1 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. Right. Here's hip cars on one side. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the other one. Spin around. Again, hold on to something for balance if you need it. There's absolutely no reason to be going like this if you can't lift your legs around, and hold on to something, all right? Let's go. Core nice and tight. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 1 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 2 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 3 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 4 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 5 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. Remember, these are not supposed to be easy. They're not supposed to be the most fun. We are flexing those muscles hard, trying to bring our knees as high as we can, as wide open as whatever crazy angle we're trying to get to. I think that's 8. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 9. Last 1 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. Oh man, that's 10. Okay. Those are some hip cars going forward. I think I see some comments. I'm going to pop in real quick. Oh, O'Near says hi. Dayon ain't capping says, yo, boring, get a job. All right, thanks. Dilius says hi. Great, okay. Over on TikTok, how we doing? Ooh, almost knocked over the camera. Chocolate Pudding says hi. Bebe says good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Che, welcome back. Thank you for being the super advocate in our fan club. All right. Oh man. Let's continue. We are moving on into our second. No, we're not. We got part 2 of our first warm-up exercise. We're going reverse. All right. What we just did, reverse it, and with some slight tweaks. So the first thing we're gonna do is double down on focusing on keeping that core tight. Okay. Brace yourself as if you're being punched from all sides. Keep that core really, really, really strong. And that is because the first move, instead of ending with the leg back, we're starting with the leg back. Because it's the first move, you tend to get excited. You start throwing the leg back, doing kicks and crazy things. That's cool. That excitement, that energy is good. However, when we're doing hip cars, it tends to put a whole bunch of pressure on our low back if we start trying to bring that leg into crazy positions. Okay? When you start putting a whole bunch of tension to your low back can start complaining, and we don't want that. So I want you to keep the core nice and tight so that you protect the low back. Cool? It's coming from here. Coming from the hip flexor. Let's go. Core tight. Leg down and back. From here, we're lifting that leg directly to the side. You can pretend like you're a cool martial artist going whoosh, kicking somebody in the face. I mean, very, very short person in the face. I mean, at this point, it'd be like a toddler because I can't lift my leg nearly high enough for any of that stuff. Anyways, moving on. From here, we are rotating that ankle up, bring the ankle all the way down, and bring that knee forward. Cool? That's 1 rep. We're going to do 10 of these. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 2. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. I think that's 3. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 4. 6 more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Keep that core nice and tight. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. I think it's 6. I keep on thinking about stuff and I keep on forgetting to count properly. That was 7. This has to be 8. We got 2 left. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up. I'm off bounds. Ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 9. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Oh, that is our hip cars. Whew. Actually, that's not our hip cars. That's 1/2 of our last half of hip cars. That's 75% of our hip cars. Man, that's a lot of math that I should not have been getting into. It's 2 in the morning for this. Let's finish with the other leg. Breathe, relax for a second. Tense those abs. Keep that core strong. Let's go. Hands out for balance if you need it. And we're ready to begin. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 1. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 2. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 3. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 4. I do this in this exact order with these exact legs every single time, and I feel like it's probably a little bit unfair to my legs that I do this because I'm always finishing on this right leg and I'm always way tired by the time I get there. 7, side, ankle up, ankle down, 8. 2 more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 9. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Oh, that's 10. Those finally are actually all of our hip cars. Those are done now. That was our first warm-up exercise. So if you're just joining in, don't worry. That was the very, very, very itty-bitty beginning. And we got lots more to do. We do this live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. To practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make stretching a little less uncomfortable and boring. And it's currently not 9 p.m. It's 9 a.m. Eastern time. And we do these on the weekends at 9 a.m. too, because it's more fun to start your day with fitness. All right, anyways, moving on. We are getting to warm-up exercise number 2. What I want you to do is fold into an L shape, like so. Oh. And if you have a tight low back, you're probably feeling it right now. Just relax, sigh, let that tension go away until you start feeling the tension building in your hamstrings. All right? Once your low back is feeling a little bit more supportive or maybe contributive to your stretches, let's go. We're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten out the other leg. We're going to fold our belly button down to the ground as low as we can go. If you can't get super low, if you're stuck a little bit higher up, it's absolutely okay. It's part of the process. And we're ready to begin. We're going to switch the leg that's bent and the leg that's straight. We're going to keep on switching. These are called the elephant walks. And we're going to keep going and going and going. At this point in my life, because I do these lives every single day, I'm always a tiny little bit sore. So I don't even know if the feelings that I'm feeling in my leg are normal. And if you were jumping in for the first time, if you would feel them quite the same way. But you should feel these in your hamstrings, obviously. You might also feel them just underneath your glutes. That is because your hamstrings turn into tendons, and those tendons tie into the bottoms of your pelvis. The bottoms of your pelvis, when you're folded forward like this, are kind of just underneath your glutes. And that's what you're feeling. You might also feel some tingliness in the calves and in the toes. That is often called nerve flossing, nerve stretching, because your nerves are actually like ropes inside your body, and they have finite length. So when you start shifting and twisting and rotating, sometimes they get a little stretchy, and sometimes they get pulled around the body. That tingliness, oftentimes, is that. I got no more expertise than that sentence, so if you're going to Google it, it's called nerve flossing, nerve stretching, nerve gliding, and with that, hopefully you've noticed that you get a little closer to the ground. Hopefully you've noticed that it's a little bit easier to move from side to side. If that's the case for you, focus on that belly button, bring yourself a little bit deeper, and continue. Level up that intensity. Keep going. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Pop into a squat. Come back up into standing. That is part 1 of our elephant walks. It is all of our elephant walks, but it's part 1 of the stuff we're doing in that position. That's because we're going to move on to some thoracic rotation. And the way we're setting this up is with that same leg position we were just in. One leg is bent, one leg is straight, and we're folding forward. Okay? So from the bent leg side, we're taking that arm, we're reaching across the body. We're pushing against the straight leg. We're opening up our chest, open. We're going to extend the other arm into the sky as far behind our shoulder as possible. Our neck is rotated to look at that hand. And we're going to take a small breath in and out. On the exhale, reach a little bit further and see if you can get further behind yourself. Breathe. That is half a rep. We're going to do 5 of these in total. So let's finish up rep 1. Other leg is bent. Bent leg's arm reaches across to the other side. That leg is straight. We're pushing off against that shin bone, and we're opening. Shoulders going back, neck rotating to look at the hand. Inhale, exhale, and that is officially 1 rep. We're doing 5 of these. We got 4 more. Let's go. Other leg bent, other leg straight, folding forward, reaching across, opening up that chest. Neck is rotated. Breathe. I talk fast. That does not mean you have to move fast. All right? I'm just feeding you a lot of information in case you're coming in for the first time, because I want you to be able to jump in with us immediately. That is rep number 2. We got 3 more to do. Again, one leg is bent, one leg is straight. The arm from the bent leg side is reaching across the body, pushing against the straight leg. We're using that to help rotate our chest, rotate our spine, reach the other arm up into the air behind us. Look at that hand with your neck, so your neck is also taking part in the rotation. And breathe, and as you exhale, reach further. Exhale. Oh, I think this is 3. Whew. 2 more. Keep going. 4. I tell you to breathe with every rep. Every time you try to reach, do a little bit of an exhale. That does not mean you have to take a big breath every time. Most of the time, you got air in your chest, and you never let all of it out. So usually, you can just take a tiny little bit of air on the intake, and then let out a whole bunch of air. Letting out that air lets out a whole bunch of tension in your chest, in your rib cage, and it helps you get a little bit more rotation. Cool? I think we got one last one. Let's do this. Bent leg, straight leg, reach across, open, breathe. That's 5, part 1. Other side. 5, part 2, and we're done with our thoracic rotations. If your shoulders are really tired, that's normal. And the good news is we got nothing else that requires our shoulders to do anything, so you can let them chill now. We're going to move on into the third warm-up exercise. This is wrapping up our warm-up, and it is definitely the hardest exercise of the whole entire warm-up. So hopefully the first 2 have prepared you, mentally at least, for what's to come. We're doing some Cossack switches, and they look a little bit like this. You don't have to hop in right away. I'm going to demonstrate. They look like this. We're sitting into a deep squat, heel down, other leg off to the side. We're bringing our hips over to the other side. We're staying here squished for a second, and then we're coming back. Boom. It's going to be really hard for most of us to get into that position and drop into it cold. So what I want you to do is recognize that this is made of 2 pieces. The first one is you're in a deep squat. You're just kind of tucking your knees to your chest, all right? And the other piece is you're basically doing a side split right here. And we're transitioning in between each of those positions. So let's prepare our ankles. Let's prepare our hips by taking ourselves into a ball and pulling our knees to our chest, leaning forward just a little bit so that our heels are coming off the ground. You should feel a stretch in your Achilles tendon. You should feel a stretch in your calves. To double check that, you can just poke your calves and see if they're tight. From here, just chill, relax. If you're wondering why our heels are not down, it is because for most people, if your heels were down, you'd start falling backwards, and then you'd have no stretching at all. So lean forward, get that stretch in your Achilles tendon, sit into it, and when you're ready to advance, I want you to do a little wiggle, do a little dance. Just add a little tiny bit of movement in your hips, in your ankles, in your calves, so that you can start getting used to the demand for movement in this position. Because when we're doing the Cossack switch, when we're switching from side to side, there's be even more movement than this. All right? Now that we've hung out here for a while, hopefully your ankles are a little bit more relaxed. Hopefully you felt that folding sensation here at the hips. Let's get ready to do some Cossack switches. All right, I'm gonna scoot over to the edge of the camera so I can make sure the whole body's in here. If you're still hugging your hugging your knees to your chest, put your hands straight down on the ground. Nothing fancy. From here, we're gonna extend one leg out to the side. Heel down, toe up. From here, we're going to try and drop this heel to the ground, all right? The reason for that is because you need a bunch of stability to help with the balance, to help with the transition, to help with the movement. When you have your heels down, it'll significantly improve your stability. So, heels down. For some of you, that might mean you got to be pretty high up to bring the heels down and stay in this relative position. For some of you, you might have crazy ankle mobility. You might be able to get super low. Wherever you're at, it's cool. We're ready to move on. Let's go. The goal is to bring ourselves to the other side. All right? Sit and squish on the other side. So, if you need help with that, use your hands. All right? If you find that you're still way too high off the ground, give me a second. You can use something to help you through that range of motion. All right? That's it. We got plenty to start for our first 10 reps. So let's go. Get low. Heel down, start scooting. Scoot, 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 scoot. half a rep. Once you're on the other side, squish, get compact, get tight, and come on back. This is 1 rep. Keep going. 2. Of course, use your hands. Give yourself the support that you need. That's 3. Oh, side and pause. Back and pause. That's 4. Keep going. Oof. And oh, I think that's 5. 6. If you feel like you don't need your hands anymore, you can stop using your hands. If you feel like you're ready to go further than that, you can stand up a little bit straighter, chest up, hands out in front of you to help counterbalance. Squish back down into the ground and keep going. 7. 8. And finally, if your knees are getting a little bit achy from this in-between position, then I want you to come up straight, like you're coming out of a squat, come across, and then sink back into that stretch. This is 9, last one, all right? Come up, come across, then sink down, all right? Coming across from a higher position puts a little less strain on your inside of your knees. It should make it a little bit more comfortable, should make it a little bit more easy. That is not to say you should do that every single round, but if you're feeling it get a little achy, you don't have to keep pushing it, and you can change up the way we're doing it. Cool? All right, that's our warm-up. Hope you enjoyed the warm-up. If that sentence scared you a little bit, you're like, what, that's the warm-up? Excuse me? Don't worry, this is a stretching show. We were warming up to get everybody, me out of bed, wherever you were, whatever you were doing, get us all warmed up, get our muscles warmed up, get our hips warmed up. If you were here from the very beginning, you would remember I literally could not fold any further than this, and now after our warm-up, I am doing much better. So, now that we're warmed up, let's get into some stretching. All right, we're doing 5 different stretches. The first one is a hamstring stretch. And in the hamstring stretch, we are going to get into a position that looks like this. We're going to have one knee down on the ground, one leg out in front. We're folding our belly button down to that leg that is in front. However, since you're hanging out on this knee for quite a bit of time, I recommend you go grab a cushion, go grab some padding. Could be a flip-flop, could be an old towel, could be your dog's bed, could be couch cushion, anything with a little bit of padding that you're not worried about getting a little dusty can be good. All right, I'm gonna go grab that as well. I have an exercise mat from Costco, and I'm also gonna grab a sip of water while I'm here. Charlie Turkey says, hey, you don't need any padding? I do. I can get away with it for a little bit, but if I try to move out of like one very specific position, it's gonna hurt. Like I can hang out right here in this exact spot without it hurting because there's just one part of my knee that's fine. But if I had to lean the hips forward a little bit to do more like a front split hip flexor stretch, that puts pressure on the top of the knee or like higher up on the knee, and that I need some padding. So there's one very specific spot where it's okay and everywhere else is not. All right, since I got the giant piece of foam, let's begin. We are dropping one knee down to the ground, but for now, let's drop both knees down to the ground. I want you to take a look at your hips, all right? When you look down at your hips, your left and your right hip should be squared up right in front of you, all right? It's gonna sound really obvious, so forgive me if I just sound like an idiot saying your hips should be below you, duh. Okay, from here, we're gonna extend one leg out in front of us to get into our hamstring stretch, right? Keep a look at your hips. We wanna maintain that same approximate angle that everything was at when your knees were down, okay? Wanna keep them very neutral, very square. That's because oftentimes when we get into this position where one leg is in front, one leg is in the back, we get a little excited, we start drifting forward, trying to do a front split or something. Suddenly this hip is way back there, the front hip is way over there, you're twisting, and now you're making the stretch way more complicated than it needs to be, and you're getting away from the hamstring stretch, you're getting to another stretch, all right? Ooh, come back, bring the hips in, square them up just like before, make them look the way that they did when your knees were together down on the ground. All right, from here, we're folding down. Belly button is coming down. As low as you can go. Oh man, I might have gone a little too fast. Oh. I'm gonna spin around so you don't have to stare at the top of my head for the next several minutes. And I'm gonna switch legs to my less flexible leg. So if you need to make an adjustment real quick, go ahead and do that. I'm doing the less flexible leg first because I explained more in the first go around, and that means we spend more time on the first leg, and my less flexible leg needs it. Cool? All right. Squared hips, leg in front, folding forward. Whew. Feel that hamstring stretch building. Ooh, chill, breathe, relax. Just forget we're stretching. Just try and get comfortable as much as you can here in this position. Relax those glute muscles, relax those low back muscles, relax those calf muscles, relax those toe muscles. If your feet are flexed like this, going, this hurts, relax the toes, relax the feet. Breathe, inhale, exhale. Flop into the ground. Now that you've breathed here for a little bit, you've gotten a little bit more comfortable here, hopefully, we're gonna make some more difficulty. That's kind of a weirdly structured sentence. We're gonna make it more difficult for ourselves. We're gonna take a big breath in, inhale. We're gonna slowly exhale, and as we exhale, we're gonna fold deeper into the stretch. Exhale. Fold. Maniacal laughter, but suppressed by the amount of pain from the stretch. We're in a slightly deeper stretched position now, and your hamstrings are probably a little bit unhappy with you. That's absolutely a-okay. Once again, we're relaxing everything. Calves, toes, feet, glutes, low back, and if you can, relax into that hamstring stretch. If you need to, you can stab your fingers into your hamstring muscles and start poking around, pushing, squishing, just to distract your brain from how intense that stretch is. If you're not feeling that much of a stretch, you should probably stop using your hands as much and see if suddenly you start really feeling the hamstring stretch. Maybe just one finger down. And now that you've put yourself in a new, more painful position, we're going to do a couple more breaths. Breathe. I'm exaggerating the sound effects a little bit, but I do want you to almost sigh out that tension. It will help. All right? Difficulty level up. Let's go. One more time. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Bring that belly button down to the thigh. Keep on going. Go, 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 go. Now that your legs are really crying at you, one more time, relax as many muscles as you can. One at a time. Toes, feet, calves, hamstrings if you can, glutes, low back. Relax, relax, relax. Breathe. And we're ready. 30 seconds. We're holding it. Let's go. 30. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Again, you can stab your fingers into your hamstring. You can massage them, play with them, help you forget how painful this is. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. Keep on breathing. Try to bring that belly button down towards your thigh. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, that's it. Oh, that is our hamstring stretch. We spent a lot of time in this stretch because a lot of our other stretches depend on our hamstrings being loose for it, all right? And so we try to get the most out of that hamstring stretch that we can. If this was a regular stretching thing, you'd probably do like a couple rounds of hamstring stretches. We're just doing one. We're holding it for 30 seconds, and we're moving on. But we are setting it up so that we can get into a really deep, really good stretch and make those 30 seconds count doubly, triply, overtime. I don't know. Count a lot. Switching to the other side. Let's go. Hips squared, leg in front. Bring the belly button down to that leg. I recommend, if you're a beginner, to try and keep that back relatively straight. Imagine looking slightly up while you're doing this, and that should help keep your upper back relatively straight. That's because I don't want you to try to smash your face into your knee. You probably won't get it right off the bat, but more importantly, when you're trying to do that, you're going to round your neck, you're going to round your spine, you're going to put a whole bunch of pressure in your upper back, and that doesn't actually help you. The folding in the hamstring comes from the hips, all right? Everything else is just bonus. Everything else is extra. And realistically, you don't need to spend any more time hunched over. We already do that enough to ourselves in our normal lives. All right, so relax the back if you can. If your back arches because of that, fine, no big deal. If you are trying to smash your knee into your face, you're working too hard. Cool? Breathe. I hope you've been breathing, chilling, relaxing. We're going to do the inhale, exhale, fold. Ready? Inhale. Exhale and fold. When you cannot go any further for the moment, chill, breathe, relax, flop into a little pile of you on the floor, and breathe. Relax the toes, relax the feet, relax the calves, relax the glutes, relax the low back, and if your hamstrings choose to relax, you can let those relax too. Stabby those hamstring muscles with your fingers if you want to, and one more breath. Let's go. Inhale, exhale, fold. Second time. Inhale. Exhale and fold. That is our hamstring stretch. We're basically set up. We're holding this for 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. Do not hold your breath. Remember to breathe. Sigh, exhale, release a whole bunch of air. Make as many sound effects as you need to. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. That's our hamstring stretch. Okay. That's our hamstring stretch. We are ready to move on, but it might take a second for you to get out of this position. So take your time. No rush. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. We're ready. We're ready to move on into our second stretch. The second stretch that we're doing is called the butterfly stretch. And I recommend you do this with your back to the wall, with your hips to the wall. And I'm going to do that while seated on the foam mat. That is because this gives me a little bit more friction, keeps me in place. The floor is very glossy and slippery, so if I am not a little bit sweaty, which I'm not because it's cold, my feet will just slide out in front of me, and that will keep me from getting to a good butterfly stretch. So the foam here is 100% for some additional friction so I don't push my legs out by accident, all right? You don't need foam if you have friction. From here, we are resting our hips, our low back, our mid back, our shoulders, our head up against the wall. If your walls are cold, I hope you're wearing enough layers. If you're feeling relaxed here and meditating, cool, great, that's awesome. All right, we're gonna move on. Bring your feet together, pull them in towards your groin. From here, the goal of the butterfly stretch is to stretch out these muscles right here in the groin. The way we do that is by bringing the knees down into the ground. I want you to get stronger whenever you're stretching. So I want you to use your outer thigh muscles. I want you to use your glutes to help pull your legs open. All right? That looks a little like this. Open, 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 open. Feel the stretch here in the inside. Bring the knees slowly down as you flex those muscles, flex those glutes, flex those outer thighs. And as long as you're feeling the stretch here in the groin, and you felt like your knees might have gone down a tiniest little bit, you're doing the right thing, all right? A lot of the time, a bunch of different muscles in your legs are probably a lot stronger than some of the other ones just because of life. And it is entirely possible. You're stretching, you're working hard, but your leg muscles don't move that much. If you're feeling the stretch here, that counts as good. All right, from here, we're gonna up the difficulty, or maybe just up the intensity. We're taking our hands, we're applying pressure just below the knees, and we're pushing down. This is when you need that friction. If I was on just the glossy floor, if I pushed really hard, my feet would start sliding out because I'm pushing my legs in front of me. But with some friction, I'm going straight down into the ground. Keep those knees going down, 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 down. You should be feeling a whole bunch of pressure in the back of your head, maybe in your shoulders. That's because your hands are pushing your legs down, but your shoulders are pushing your back. And that is why we have set up in front of the wall so that we can use the wall to help push our legs down. Okay, 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Breathe. 25, 24. 23. If you were flexing your muscles before and trying to pull your legs down, you're still doing it at 100%, you can relax those muscles for a second. Push your legs down a little bit deeper with your hands. See if you're able to get deeper into the stretch. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Now contract those muscles again. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Last 5 seconds. Release, relax everything. Push your arms into your legs. See if you can get deeper. 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, let the hands go. Your wrists are probably tired. You can shake them out like little T-Rex hands if you want. And just chill here for a little bit. Your knees probably pop right back up as soon as you let the tension go. And that's normal. That's fine. That's okay. From here, we're going to just try to shake out our legs, flap the wings of this butterfly, and then we'll be ready to move on. If your legs have fallen asleep and somehow do not want to move, all you have to do is give them a shake aggressively with your hands and be like, hey, we got stuff to do. Wake up. And hopefully you'll start noticing that they flap and move just fine. Actually, I shook out one leg aggressively and it started moving better. And now I'm going to have to do the other one. There you go. Boom. Now it's you. Okay. Butterfly done. We're ready to move on to our third stretch. Let's go. We're moving on into some pancake. Specifically, the standing pancake. Not the pancake that you want for breakfast. The pancake that is going to make you cry. Okay? What we're going to do is we're going to open up our legs decently wide. It doesn't have to be crazy. If you really need a number to aim for, 90 degrees is great. All right? If your hips are hurting, right here, you've gone too far, bring your legs in. If that's not 90 degrees, don't worry about it. Just, your hips should not be hurting. From here, focusing on the belly button. We are folding down into the ground. Boom. This is our starting position. Okay? From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. Whee! Boom. From here, what I want you to do is fold even further forward. The pancake is all about doing this. Fold, 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 fold some more, fold, fold, fold. And the ultimate goal here is to go whoosh, flat pancake. Unfortunately, this is a really hard stretch. So what we're going to do is try to do variations where gravity helps us as much as possible. Because why do the hard stuff when gravity can be there working for you, right? So while we sit here, the way to get gravity to help as much as possible is to lengthen that back to keep it as horizontal as possible. And breathe and fold and breathe and fold and relax. Cool? Once you have done that, we can make the stretch more intense by extending the arms out. We're lengthening the lever. And if you try to keep your biceps by your ears, that will make the stretch feel way more intense. You should feel it in your hamstrings. You should feel it a little bit at the hips. All right? To take this to the next level, you can just hold something in your hands while you do that, and it'll be crazy. You are a crazy masochist. Let's continue. From here, if you are feeling comfortable, you might notice that you might be able to open up your legs a little bit wider than before. Feel free to go as wide as you'd like. The wider you go, the weaker your inner thigh muscles, and the weaker your inner thigh muscles, the harder they're going to work to keep you standing upright. And that sounds painful. That is painful, but that is what we want. We want to strengthen those muscles in our legs so we have control over the whole entire situation. And with that, I think we got everything we need. Let's fold. Bring the belly button down. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Breathe. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Again, you can be lazy and just drop your arms on the ground. You don't have to do the crazy arms ahead of you thing. If you feel like your face is too close to the ground, you want to change things up, imagine sticking your butt further back. Boom. When you stuck your butt further back, it shifts your counterbalance, or it shifts your balance, so you might have to stick your arms slightly in front of you to help counterbalance. That's it. Let's go. 30 seconds. Belly button down. Down some more. Keep going down. Feel the tension in the hips. 30 seconds. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25, 24, 23, 22. My floor is slippery. It's a little scary. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Keep on bringing that belly button down. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, put your hands down. If you did that right, your legs probably don't want to move right now. And that's okay. I recommend that you slowly wiggle your heels together, wiggle your toes together, wiggle your heels together, wiggle your toes together, wiggle your heels together, wiggle your toes together, and then, 5 years later, maybe you'll be able to come back into standing. Oh. Part of the reason why that stretch was so intense is because we put ourselves in a crazy deep position where these muscles, the adductors, tend to be relatively weak. And then we just hung out there for a really long time, forcing them to contract, forcing them to hold that position. And those weak muscles were really unhappy with you, right? So that's what's going on here. The other main muscle group that we're hitting with that stretch is the hamstring stretch. And because the inner thigh muscles were so impacted, we focused extra hard on that hamstring stretch 3 stretches ago to make sure that we were emotionally prepared for how complex and painful this one was. All right, that is your standing pancake. We're gonna move on into our 4th stretch. It's a little bit more chill. It's a little bit more easy. You don't have to contract muscles nearly as hard. We are doing the pigeon. You got the option between the figure 4 or the pigeon. I'm just gonna demonstrate the pigeon today. And either way, both stretches look a little bit like this. They have the same foundation. We're bringing one leg across the body like so, resting just above the knee. We're bringing that leg up towards the belly button. We're bringing the belly button down towards that leg. And we are basically in position. Ooh, man. From here, I want you to feel a stretch here in the outside of your glutes. I want you to potentially feel a little bit of a stretch here in the hamstrings, in the outside of that thigh. You might also feel a little bit of sensation from that folding at the hip. And we're trying to bring our chest and our legs together. All right. So for the pigeon, it looks a little bit like this. We're taking that leg across the body position. We're trying to fold the midpoint of our chest basically to the midpoint of our leg. That's a good general starting point. And we're keeping the hips low and folding forward. All right. Boom. That's our pigeon. This back leg can be bent, just chilling off to the side. If you want, you can also extend that leg back behind you. This might look more like a typical yoga class. To get this leg back behind you, you got to have some decent flexibility here in the hip flexor. And for some of us, it's going to be really challenging. So we got 2 quick tips for you. If you fold forward first and then bring that leg back, because you're in a straighter line in this position, it'll be easier on the hip because you're not doing this crazy thing where you're standing straight up. All right. The other thing you can do is to elevate your hips. You don't need a stool. It could be just the couch, the bed, a yoga block, something slightly higher. If you elevate your front leg and then if you elevate your front leg and then you rotate the stool the right way so that there's actually some support, you should be able to get into a situation where your hips are much higher off the ground. When your hips are higher off the ground, it gives you more space to stick that leg back behind you without putting you in a crazy stretch. All right, that is enough tips. Let's get into some pigeon. Again, leg is coming across the body. We're going to aim for the midpoint of the chest, somewhere in the midpoint of the leg between the ankle and the knee. We're going to try and just match those lines up. You're not trying to touch the middle of your chest to the middle of your leg. That would require perfect proportions, which I don't think most people will have, because that is a crazy leg length. Okay, from here, we're folding. Folding, 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 folding. Extend the leg back behind you if you want to. And feel that stretch in the outside of your hips. Oof. Breathe. Let all the air out of your chest. Fold. When you inhale, try not to inflate yourself like a balloon and pop up. Oof. Stay low, stay low. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. If the stretch suddenly feels easy, take your foot and push it towards your face. You heard me. Towards your face. Pull your feet in. Take a bite out of your toes. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep on breathing. Don't hold your breath. Sink deeper into the stretch. 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on out of that stretch. Oh, I grunted as we were coming out of the stretch because it feels crazy. Hopefully, while you were doing the stretch, you were taking the time to slowly exhale and fold deeper into the stretch. I oftentimes forget because I have to hold enough air in my lungs to be able to count for you guys. But when I remember, I go, oh, that's nice. And I always think to myself, man, I really got to do more pigeon because it's like so chill, so relaxed. I'm just flopping over and letting gravity do all the work, and I get this crazy stretch, right? Typically, is also a reminder I need to sweep more often, I need to mop more often. So if that is what you're feeling, you can do these with the leg elevated, right? We talked about doing this on a stool earlier, but you can also do this up against the couch. You can do this up into the bed. You can do this into a chair and get into a stretch. That way you don't have to stare at your dusty floors and you can get a crazy stretch, right? Oh, we got another leg. Let's go. Other side. Leg across the body. Aim for 90-ish degrees. That's generally good advice. Bring the chest to the midline in the leg. You can experiment with this as you get better. You can start by bringing your chest to your knee. You can bring your chest to your ankle and see how that changes up the stretch. But for most people, if you're just getting started, middle of the chest, middle of the leg, we're good to go. Fold forward. Breathe. We're trying to keep the hips low and then fold forward. We're not trying to put our heads down in the ground and stick our hips up in the air like we're bowing. And breathe. Exhale as much air as you can. Relax. Flop into that leg. If the stretch feels like it's too easy, bring your toes towards your face and suddenly the stretch will get way harder. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Keep breathing. Keep trying to relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, that's it. That's our pigeon. Oh. Slowly come on out of that stretch. We have just wrapped up all of our stretches leading up to our side splits. It's time for the star of the show. We're doing some side splits. I'm gonna take a quick look at the chat because I see a message right here. No, I don't. That is a notification from TikTok. Bam. Bummer. Okay. We are doing some side splits. All right. If you're joining in relatively recently, I haven't said this in a while. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility. I imagine because I did quite a bit of explaining, we're probably already past 60 minutes. But we do this every day at 9 p.m. to practice consistency, the number one most important quality, build a little bit of community, and make the suffering that we do on the floor, stretching, working on our hamstrings, working on those muscles, a little bit less awful, a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining. So if you like that, you need a little bit of help practicing consistency, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe. Our show is live every day at 9 p.m. But it is currently not 9 p.m. What are you doing right now? This is our weekend show. On the weekends, we do 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. So you got the option to start your day or end your day or prepare to go out before, you go do crazy things. You get some stretching done, right? Prepare your body before the crazy dancing starts. Anyways, it's time to get into some side splits. Let's go. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. All right, this is our starting position, and that's because the wall will help protect you if you start falling backwards. All right, if we get into a side split looking thing at some point, because we will. And you're in this position, you're trying to get deeper into your stretch, and you're waddling and you're screaming and trying to figure out how to get deeper into a stretch. At some point, it is highly possible you're going to lose balance. You're going to start swimming through the air. You're going to fall backwards. And if the wall is right behind you, your butt is going to land in the wall. Maybe your shoulders will land in the wall, and everything will be fine. Everything's good. Cool? But if you're trying to do the same thing without that wall, and you start swimming, and you're like, that will cause your butt to really hurt. The higher you're off the ground, obviously, the more it will hurt. And we don't want that, because we want you to be able to practice consistency and not just be so shocked and so horrified by your butt hurting that you don't ever want to come back. So make sure to start 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall, and we're ready to begin. Oh, man. There will be a day, there will be an age where doing that demonstration, slamming my butt into the ground, will no longer be fun, and it has not happened yet. So we'll continue. Once you're 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall, I want you to open up your legs as wide as you can. If your hips are hurting right here, there's a tightness, there's a pinching sensation, you've gone too far. Bring your legs back a little bit, all right? From here, we're folding, we're bringing the belly button down into the ground. Fold, 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 fold. Ooh, my hips just cracked. This looks like the pancake. That is absolutely correct. Next up, we're putting our hands down into the ground, okay? If you can reach, great. If you cannot reach, you can use something to support yourself. This stool is awesome. And once you're here, you're feeling comfortable, we're ready to do the most important part of the whole entire show. We're going to externally rotate the legs, all right? What that means is we're going from this position where the heel and the feet are flat on the ground. We're going to rotate the whole leg backwards so that the heel is now down on the ground, the toes are pointing up, the knees are pointing up, and the quad muscles are pointing up. And we're not going to just do that on one side, we're going to do that on both sides, okay? So when we do this, we rotate the thigh bones, and basically, it makes it so that the thigh bone does not smash into your pelvis, into your hip bones, when we do the side splits. So this is the most important part. We need the bones not to hurt each other. Cool? From here, all that's holding you back from a side split is your muscles. And this is where the pain starts. All right? Slowly sink into that stretch. Do a little wiggle from side to side. Gentle movement. If you cannot get as deep as me, just know that I've been doing this every day for like 450 days. So it is not at all fair to compare my progress with where you're starting at. All right? Breathe. Chill. See how low you can get today. Breathe some more. Chill. And when you cannot get any further, you can't make any progress. When you do a little wiggle from side to side, it's time. 30 seconds. We're holding this. 30. 29, 28, 27. If you are, like I requested, 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall, you might be resting your butt against the wall right now. That is good. Gives you a little bit of support, gives you a little sense of safety, and helps you to sit up a little bit more so that you can work on this thing that looks more like a straddle position if you do gymnastics or ballet or something. We need this as well for our side split, so you gotta do a little bit of both. All right, if you walk your hands really far forward, like how we set it up before, hands down, you should be feeling a really intense stretch in your inner thighs, your adductors, those muscles that were struggling for the pancake. We've been holding this for a long time, so I think it's ready to finish. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward. Pull your legs in underneath you. Bring them in. Oh, grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. And that is side split number 1. The side splits are different from all the other stretches, and that's because we do 3 rounds of 30 seconds for each of those stretches. And in between each of those stretches, we do a little shaking, we do a little relaxing to help us get deeper into the next stretch, all right? So I want you to come back up into standing. I want you to stand so all of your weight is in one leg, and I want you to flick the other leg out. We're trying to get loose. We're trying to shake it out. So I want you to imagine that you're a wet, soggy, overcooked noodle, all right? I want you to relax those ankles so that the ankles are just flopping all over the place as much as you can, all right? And it's going to be a little counterintuitive because you're like, I want the ankle right. as soon as you start flexing the muscle to throw that ankle, right, you have not relaxed, right? So I want you to shake out the legs so that the ankles are flopping wherever they please. And you can start taking it easy from there. Drop the leg down. Keep on flopping, 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 flopping. If your ankles are starting to move all over the place, all the muscles up the chain from it are probably going to be relaxed because those muscles have to flex in order for your ankle to move. So if you're relaxed and your ankles are flopping all over the place, those muscles up here are also relaxed. Other leg, let's go. Shake, 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 shake. Flick, 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 flick. You can imagine that you're whipping the leg out and the ankle is just going along for the ride. As you get more comfortable with that, you can drop the knee, relax, and flop that leg out. Flop, 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 flop. 5 to 10 seconds is plenty of relaxation for the legs. We're gonna move on. We're gonna do a little bit for the hips. Okay. What I want you to do is once again put all your weight into one leg. Then on the other leg, drop just the big toe down on the ground. I want you to keep everything else stable, but this thigh bone. Right here, we're rotating the leg in, out, in, out, in, out. You can get faster as you get more comfortable. And if you get super into it, you can start turning into some dance moves. We can do some stanky leg, other side. This is not our 9 p.m. show, so we're not preparing to go out dancing, but 9 a.m. stanky leg is also good. You can combine both of them together and do a little bit more dancey stuff and have fun with it. Because at the end of the day, we're suffering, we're struggling, we're trying to get more mobile. The least we can do is have some fun while we're doing it, right? Whew. We focused on one leg. I didn't do the other one. Let's go. Other leg. All your weight is in one foot. Big toe is down. Bring the knee in and out, 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 in. When your hips are feeling a little looser, your legs are feeling a little looser, we're ready to get into side split number 2. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. For most people, it's 1.5 footsteps. 1.5 footsteps. And let's go. Open up those legs. If you're feeling a pinching sensation here in the hips, you've gone too far. Stop, bring your legs back in, and let's fold. Bring that belly button down. From here, we're putting the hands down. If you can. If you can't reach the floor, feel free to elevate your hands a little bit. And we're going to do the most important thing in the whole show. We're rotating the legs so that the bones don't smash into each other, and all that we're stretching is our muscles. All right? So right now, our feet are flat on the ground. What we're going to do is rotate the whole leg back. And it looks like this. Boom. Heels are down. Toes are up, knees are pointing up. My hip just popped because the bone moved out of the way of the other one. And we got to do it on both sides. So make sure you do it on both sides. Heels down, toes up, knees up. Once you're here, doesn't matter how high you are off the ground right now, we're in position for a side split. So slowly, take your time, breathe, drop down. I am resting my butt and my hand against the wall while I drop down. I'm not just holding this freely. Ugh. If you're using your hands, if you're using a chair, just lean a little bit forward, and that should also help. As you slowly drop into your stretch, add a little wiggle from side to side. See if that helps push one leg out. Ooh. And breathe, chill, relax. Usually, that big exhale, that big sigh helps a ton. So don't sleep on it. Now, we are in a deep stretch. Okay, I talked about this for a second in the previous one. If you walk your hands really far forward, sort of like how we were setting up the stretch with the stool, you're going to feel more of a stretch here in the inner thigh. That's great. We need that for the side split. If you sit really far back and rest your butt against the wall, you get more into a straddle position. If you feel it more in your hamstrings, you need a combination of both for your side splits. So for most of us, it's perfectly fine to do a little bit of both. Cool. If one gets too tiring, go do the other. If it's too intense, come back. From here, we're ready to go. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. Oh, there's a bonus. If this looks sort of like we're doing the pancake, you can also do the pancake from this position. It's a super multi-purpose position, guys. 17, 16, you can suffer in all the ways from right here. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we're done. Walk your hands forward. Oh, if you're stuck, that's okay. Bring your legs in. Oh. Oh. The further forward you walk your hands, the easier it usually is to bring the legs in behind you. So, after 2 rounds, hopefully this tip will be useful for the third and final one. It's time to shake out the legs. Come on up into standing when you can. If you're waddling around like a drunk penguin, that is okay. It'll resolve itself shortly. I believe that should be the case. Shake out the leg. Shake, 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 shake. Relax, 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 relax. The goal of this thing isn't necessarily to have your ankles be incredibly super floppy. The goal is to relax your leg muscles, all right? And is to end up being able to relax your leg muscles on demand whenever you need to, so that you can do the things that you want to be able to do, right? So what we're training is technically our nervous system to be able to relax. And all the shaking, all the flopping is to help support that goal. So as ridiculous as it looks, when you relax, your muscles can lengthen. The longer they are, the better your split's gonna look, all right? Whew. And this applies to all muscles, right? Not just for the side splits. This applies to, if you want your arms to do crazy things, you need those muscles to be relaxed too. Cool? All right. Legs are shaked out. Let's work on some hips. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down. We'll bring the knees in and out, 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 in and out. Stanky leg, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. As you get more comfortable with this, you might be able to get to a point where you start shaking so fast, and you can straighten out your leg a little bit. Start shaking so fast, your quad muscles and all the flesh in your leg just goes blah, 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 flying everywhere. And that is what I call peak level relaxation, because the whole entire thigh is completely chilled out and is just swaying back and forth. All right, other side. Knee in, out, 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 in, out. Shake, 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 shake. And of course, some stanky leg. Stanky leg. All right. I think it's time. Let's go. Third and final side split stretch. Let's do this. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. For most people, that's 1.5 footsteps. And open up those legs. We are almost ready. If your hips are hurting, you've gone too far. So bring your legs back together. I did not go that far this time, so now I'm just in a really narrow stance. From here, we're folding the belly button down into the ground. Fold, 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 fold. If you can, put your hands down. If you cannot, use something for a little bit of support. From here, try to open up your legs a little bit, see if you can get a little bit deeper. And we're gonna rotate the legs, all right? Right now, our feet are flat on the ground. This is the most important part, so if you're joining in for the last couple of seconds of a live, we're doing the most important part right now. Don't skip this. Your feet are flat on the ground, and we are going to rotate the whole leg backwards, all right? We're gonna go wee, boom. Heels down, toes up, knees up, quads up. Everything is pointing that way, up, all right? And we wanna do that on both sides. Over here, rotate, 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 boom. What we've done is rotate the thigh bone so it doesn't smash into parts of your hip, parts of your pelvis. And now, only thing holding you back are your muscles. So, slowly sink into it, shake, move from side to side. See if you can get just a bit lower. Remember to breathe. Do not hold your breath. That will not help you at all. Just make you lightheaded and also hurt. From here, as you get deeper and deeper into your stretch, I think I've run out of things to say, so we can just go ahead and get started. 30 seconds, let's do it. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Walk your hands forward. The further you walk, the easier it will be to drag your feet in from behind you. And that is our third and final side split. We're basically done with all the hard stuff. Only thing left is we're going to shake out the tension one last time so that you can go back to whatever you got to do today without feeling like your legs are stuck. And so, come back into standing. Let's shake out the legs. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. If you have not been adding in your arms, because I haven't been adding them in, shake them out too. Get a little T-Rex hands while you shake, 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 shake. Let the wrists relax. If you shake too aggressively, that'll probably make your wrists hurt. So just be gentle. Gentle movement. And if your elbows want some love, you can do some little helicopter-y looking things over here while you shake out your leg. And multitask. If you can't multitask, by the way, you don't have to do both. I know if you're learning brand new moves and now you're trying to figure out something out at the same time, it can be a little overwhelming. So it's all chill. From here, all our weight in one leg. Big toe on the other leg down. We're doing the in and out and in and out and in and out. Again, almost nothing else is moving. The only thing that's moving is this thigh bone in the hip socket. We're bringing the knee in, bring the knee out, bring the knee in, bring the knee out. And we're going in and out, in and out, in and out. As you get more control, as you get stronger doing this, you'll be able to go faster. All right? And as you get faster and faster and faster, you can get lazier and lazier and lazier and start using less and less and less range of motion and change direction faster and faster and faster. And all of a sudden, your muscles will just be like, what the heck is he doing? And then they'll be flopping all over the place. All right? And that whole leg starts looking like it's made of jello. The less weight you have on that leg, the more likely it will be to jello around. And same thing on this side. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down. Rotate the leg in and out. And I started it in reverse. In and out and 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 in and out. And then as you get more comfortable with this, straighten out the leg so the knee is not super bent anymore. And then keep on flopping. Flop, 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 flop. Oh, that is leg relaxation. And of course, if you're not quite there yet, you can always add in the stanky leg and do all the other cool dance moves instead, because that is way more fun. Okay, we're going to do a couple of quick joint checks, then we're going to wrap up for today, and I'm going to spend some time looking at the chat and looking at the comments. I try to go through the content as fast as possible during the lives because I want to respect your time so we can get through the workout as quickly as we can. And if you want to hang out for comments at the end, stick around and I'll try my best, all right? Joint checks. What we want to do is a couple of hip circles. Hip circles. Ugh. And if you do them nice and slow and really exaggerate that range of motion, you'll start feeling all the different muscles that are really unhappy with you right now. If you have a tight low back, you might be feeling it when you're bending forward a little bit. If you have tight hips on the left and right, then you're probably feeling it when you're doing this. If you are feeling tension, take a couple seconds to relax and stretch out those sides. After the side splits, I typically feel it in the left and right side of the hip. So I like to just pop that hip out, oof, and lean in the opposite direction. Sometimes it turns into a bit of an oblique stretch as well. And whew, when that feels loose, when that feels a little bit better, we're ready to move on. Do a quick high knee, whew, pop one, pop two, and we're going to get into some squats. And by squats, I mean there's one squat and a bunch of calf raises all at the same time. I want you to focus on your toes for a second, all right? I want you to spread them out. Work those toesies. Same way you would work your fingers, okay? Or, spread them like your fingers. Your toes are designed to move. For most of us, we have long forgotten and lost that function. But try your best. It's okay. From here, keep your legs relatively close together, about hips width, and we are going to pop into a squat. In this squat, I want you to try your best to fold your chest to your knees. This is the last move, by the way. We're almost done. When you do this, your center of gravity is going to want to shift forward, and you might feel like you want to fall forward. Your toes should be working pretty hard to keep you balanced. When your toes are working that hard, typically your arch in the foot is also going to be working pretty hard to help keep your foot stable. That is what we want. From here, we're going to push our knees forward, as far forward past our toes as possible. And you should feel a stretch in your Achilles tendon. You should feel some tension in your calves, feel free to poke your calves to double check. And your quads are probably crying. They're like, when are you going to stop doing this? From here, we're going to do a couple of quick calf raises. All right, you can put your hands down if you need a little bit of support. Come up onto that big toe or right behind that big toe and just do a couple of reps. If you don't need that, you don't have to hold anything. And once your calves are ready to call it, come back up into standing. What we just did was force our toes, our arches, our heels, our ankles, our calves, our quads, our knees, our hips, our low back, all those joints to work together with the muscles and then figure out how to balance in that crazy position. All right, so that was just a quick test just to make sure everything is probably working well. And even if you got halfway through because you didn't have quite the balance component, or if you didn't have quite the ability to push your knees forward, or if you didn't have quite the ability to fold forward, each of those pieces together will help check little bits and pieces of things. And you don't have to have all of them be super flexible or super perfect. If you're able to do most of it, you're good. Cool? All right, that's it. It's Monday morning, or sorry, it's Monday morning, Saturday morning. I hope you guys enjoyed the live. Hope you enjoyed the workout. I hope you're starting to cool down now because the really high intensity reps from the warm-up has ended quite a while ago. We are 73 minutes deep into this live, and I think I'm ready to check out some comments. So one of the things that I realized is I spend like 30 minutes looking at comments a lot of the time, and I don't actually do anything with that time. So I'm going to try to see if I can do comments while doing some splits at the same time and see if that actually makes me get some extra benefit out of the time. Yelen says gracias. Thank you. You're welcome. Peggy says thank you. Enjoyed it. Amazing. Thank you, Peggy. Freckle-faced Ginger says thanks. Brandon Campbell says another great one, Ken. Thanks. Shared with my sister today. Whole family said, oh, love it. When I first started this live, there was a version that was on Instagram, and we had a mom from Copenhagen and her daughter, and then eventually it became the whole entire family as well. At one point, Instagram stopped allowing lives to happen if you had under 1,000 subscribers or 1,000 followers. So I stopped doing Instagram and haven't seen them much since. So it's sad, but I appreciate it. Bring your whole family. You're not a replacement family. You're a whole family, all your own. Okay, I'm gonna scroll up and see what's going on in the rest of the chat. User 708 wishes they weren't at work. Me too. It is really early Saturday morning. Good on you for being at work. I woke up 20 minutes before the live. Floors Mini Studio says, hi, I was here. I did modified movements. Thank you. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. If you guys see something that I am explaining and you go, what the heck? That's crazy. There's no way I could do that. I'm going to tell you right now that you probably can do a version of it. And if you need to make adjustments like Floors did, great. But I've been doing this show for 400 plus days. And the core stretches after like the first month has been virtually the same. All right. And I just got deeper into the stretch. So sometimes when you see me doing a stretch, especially if you've never really stretched before, I got a lot of stretching sessions on you in terms of experience and in terms of suffering. So don't be discouraged by where I'm at and the difference between me and you, because it just comes with time. All these are recorded, by the way. So if you go onto YouTube and you check out @splits on the side, so the same username on TikTok, you can probably go back to when I started doing the YouTube and the TikTok lives. That happened about 6 months ago. So you can see where I was at in all of our stretches 6 months ago. And the instructions are the exact same. Nothing has changed. I'm just deeper in the stretch. So the same instructions apply to everybody. Okay? Oh, okay, I'm gonna scroll up a little bit to see what I've missed when I was all the way, back here against the wall, because I need to make sure you guys saw what we're doing. I'm scrolling real fast. Oh, nice. Karororo says, the wall really helped the mental game. Yeah, it really does. Having a little bit of support in most parts of your life really helps keep your mental at peace. So if you're gonna get support in other parts of your life, get some support for your stretches too. All right. Fanny has sweating and serious looking emojis. Okay, I'm gonna scroll a little bit more and see if there's anything else that is in need of a response immediately. I could ever only get about 2 inches from down, then a friend stupidly pushed me down. Oof. Oof. You know, at least the friend was trying to help you out and thought the last 2 inches wasn't going to suffer, or it wasn't going to be pure suffering. But, you know, Vera says, your voice is coming. Thank you. Nia sends a smiley face. Wow, there's a lot of comments. I'm looking for questions that need an answer so I can make sure that we help out as many people as possible. And I appreciate everybody for the follows, for the comments, and oh man, what is this? There's crazy amount of emojis over here from Brandon Kearns. Okay, scrolling down. Okay, boom. That's all the live chat. I'm gonna scroll all the way back down one last time to see if anything has come in while I was scrolling up top because I was going backwards. Bavthira, I am on the east coast of the US. And Sharito Not says, first time here. I remember doing most of these, but I should do it more consistently. Thank you. This is what the show is all about. It's about practicing consistency, right? It is really, really hard to get into a new fitness plan, work towards a goal, and stay consistent. So we designed this show, or I designed this show, to be something you can do every day. We do it at the same time, pretty much every single day, as much as I can. I think I've missed maybe 3 or 4 days in the last 6 months. So we're here. You can bet on it, and you'd probably win that bet. From last November, no, 2 Novembers ago, 2024, I think I have missed a total of like a month. One of those sections was because there's no followers. Nobody was watching the live at that point, really, and I was on vacation. So I have not missed very many days, and if you need somebody to practice consistency with, this is the place to do it. Make sure to hit follow, make sure to hit subscribe, and we will keep going. Let's see. Clee says, working on hydration to prepare. I am super dehydrated. My lips are chapping literally as we speak. So that is a good reminder that I should be drinking. But I woke up 20 minutes before the live, so I didn't really have that much time to prepare. And my lips are suffering for it. I have a cup of coffee, but I have had like 3 sips of it. Now it's just cold coffee. All right. That is the live. Oh, I'm going to come up from the position I was sitting on the stool in a kind of split position on YouTube. That's going to be recorded, but on TikTok, where most of the comments are, it is not recorded because I was holding the phone. Over on YouTube, Pseudonym asks, what time is it for you? It is currently 10:19 a.m. It's not super early, but I slept late, and I woke up, therefore, late. The Alexander says, hey, welcome back, Alexander. It's good to see you. All right. I think that's everything. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Again, I mean, now it's 80 minutes in. We just wrapped up 80 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make stretching and suffering on the floor a little bit more fun, a little bit more bearable. The number one thing we care about is consistency. And you can have the best possible plan with the most effective exercises ever, but if you don't do them, it doesn't really matter. So come on in, work on some consistency with me, and we can hopefully get us into better hip positions, get stronger, hang out on the ground doing stuff so you can, I don't know, play with your kids, play with your grandkids, and hopefully we can also get some side splits. Cool. That is the live. I appreciate y'all for coming in. We got another live at 9 p.m. Eastern. That is like 10 and a half hours from now. It really is the core of our live. It's 9 p.m. every single day, Monday through Sunday, and on the weekends, which is right now. The 9 a.m. live is basically a bonus. All right. So make sure to come back for the 9 p.m. You don't have to come back today because you already got your workout in, but at some point throughout the week, keep coming back, keep on practicing consistency. Hopefully we'll make some positive progress in our side splits. Cool? All right. I'm crawling over the camera and I'm going to shut down. Actually, I'm going to review the comments again and then I'll shut down. Whew. Catherine Adams Sky 4139 on YouTube asks, you're amazing. Is this every morning? Thank you. And no, it's not every morning. It's just the weekend mornings. But if there's a lot of interest in making this every morning at this time, I could probably commit to a couple more mornings a week, and just let me know. Everybody else in the other chats, let me know. All right, Clee sends thumbs up emojis and clapping hands. Lovely, lovely. Says, oh man, lot of characters. Ceci, I like your calming voice. Thank you for the compliment. And Strengthen and Peace asks, do I have a YouTube channel? I do. The YouTube channel is the same exact username as TikTok, so it's at splits on the side. And yeah, that's it. It's at splits on the side. There is no and. I do make other content though. The side splits is basically I only do here in this live format because stretching and struggling together is a little bit more fun. Keeps me accountable, hopefully keeps you accountable. The rest of the content I make is more around trying to squeeze a little bit of fitness into the little quiet moments in your day. And if you really like those quiet moments, you don't want to fill them with exercise, that's fine. But when you're making ramen, you're waiting for it to boil, you got like 2, 3, 4 minutes. That is plenty of time to get a crazy workout. We were doing some stretches. We were holding them for 30 seconds, maybe a little bit more because I was trying to make sure you get into a really deep stretch before we held for 30 seconds. You know, you can be suffering and basically falling off onto the floor after that. So don't sleep on those 2 minutes when you're waiting for your microwave to heat up your food for lunch. Don't sleep on those 2 minutes when you're waiting for your coffee water to boil. You got plenty of time to get a couple little bite-sized pieces of exercise, and those add up. All right. I make other content like when you're walking home from the park or walking home from work, passing through the park, you find a park bench, you got some exercises you could do there and stuff like that. So if you like that style of content, trying to support you in your actual normal adult lives to be a little bit more fit, a little bit healthier, that is the stuff that I make. I released a couple of quick tutorials recently. One of the moves that it is for is called the frog stand, and from the front it looks a little bit like this. I'll just give you a preview. We're sticking the elbows into that soft squishy part right under the knees, sticking our hands so that our index fingers point straight up into the sky, spreading the fingers so that they're nice and wide, and we're leaning forward. Boom, frog stand. This move is a great introduction to hand balancing, and it doesn't require that much strength. If you can do like 2 or 3 push-ups, you got plenty of strength for this. Most of the weight is being borne by this bone right here in your forearm, and if your bone is going straight up and down, you're just using a little bit to balance. You're not using any weight to hold up your body. Okay, so from here, this is a great beginner first move, and that is available on YouTube for you to watch. It's like a 6-minute tutorial, breaks down some more common problems. And why is this cool? It's cool because you can start changing it into other moves. Instead of resting your side of your knees on your elbows, you can start putting your knees on your triceps. You can start removing one leg at a time. Oh, lost balance. Maybe I won't do a tutorial for that just yet. And when you get comfortable leaning forward, being on your hands, eventually you can level that up into handstands and other skills. Do they directly translate to being capable of doing them? Maybe not so much, but they give you a whole bunch of confidence being upside down, being on your hands. And they're cool. They're cool to look at. So check out that video. Is there anything else that I can tell you to go do while you're here? I don't know. I can't think of anything. We have another live at 9 p.m. So in 10.5 hours, that is our normal time. Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week, 9 p.m. Eastern time is our regular live. It's the weekend. We start the day on the weekends at 9 a.m. with a bonus live. All right. And that's what you're at right now. And if you're just joining in, because I'm seeing notifications of people joining in, you have missed the live. So you can come back tomorrow morning for 9 a.m. as we do another round, or you can come back tonight, this evening at 9 p.m. Eastern. All right. That, I think, means I'm out of words and I'm ready to stop rambling. Ooh, I got coffee. So I'm going to look at the chat one last time and then we'll wrap up. Catherine Adam Sky 4139 on YouTube says, no pressure. See you again soon. We will be back tomorrow morning. So I hope you're around for that. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? ODK BSK FOSN says, what's the best split? Can only go to gym 3 times a week. Lost lots of muscle mass after no gym Ramadan. What is the best split? Oh, we're talking about actual exercises. Okay, I was like, what split? All splits are cool. It depends on your goal. All right, you've lost a lot of muscle mass, so maybe it sounds like you care about a bunch about building more muscle mass. You don't have to trust me on this. Most of the internet is pretty straightforward. 3 sets of 8 reps, and do that to build muscle mass. You can do more reps if you want. Don't have to. You should just stick with the basics. When you start getting too complicated and overinvested in the little details, you stop making strength training. You stop making all the other things as fun. And so my personal take on this is, you don't have to get fancy. Just get to work, get it done, go home. 3 times a week is plenty of time at the gym, and it's plenty of time to build a whole bunch of muscle. All right. My philosophy towards exercise is, if you can stay consistent, go ahead and do whatever it is that you want to do. But if you're struggling with consistency, try to make it so that it's something that you do every day, something that you have time set aside for every single day. And this is what the live format of this show has turned into, every day at 9 p.m., right? I try to keep it as simple as possible. We already have 8 or 9 like exercises in the live side splits show. But I'm trying not to introduce new stuff. The more new stuff we have, the more learning we have, the harder it is to stay consistent and focus on the things that we know already works. All right. So as tempted as you are to try the newest, coolest, bestest, whatever thing, unless you have a really good reason, it solves a very specific problem, keep it simple and make it easy for yourself to do. Right? It's already really hard to go to the gym and stay consistent. It's already really hard to stretch all the time. It's already really hard to take care of yourself. The more complex you make it, the harder it is for you to follow through and do it. So keep it simple, and you got this. I'm sorry you've lost a lot of muscle mass, though. You got this. Okay. What else we got? I think that's everything. I think that's officially everything. Cool. We're wrapping up. There's still 137 of you guys over on TikTok, and I got like nothing else to say. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you started out this morning with a bunch of really good vibes, and I hope you take that good energy to the rest of your day. Bring goodness and happiness to everybody that you see, and have a wonderful little weekend. I'll be back in like 10 and a half hours. I'm gonna go visit some friends in between, see my brother, and hopefully I will not be too full of cake and desserts to do the second live. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna do the live regardless, but if I'm full of cake, I'll just be more sleepy or something. Anyways, we'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll be back tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time, which is an hour and a half ago for the 9 a.m. and an hour and a half ago plus 12 hours for the 9 p.m. Actually, no, that's not even true. What am I talking about? I've said it so many times. You got this. I'm just rambling. All right, I'm closing out. Goodbye, y'all. I'll see you soon. And then now.